G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Not only am I here, but you guys are here. We're watching Age of Empires 3. We've got a matchup that is incredibly good. We've got Kaiserklein, the Notorious. You know how like there was a rapper, the Notorious B.I.G.? Well, in Age of Empires 3, we have the Notorious K.I.A. and that's Kaiserklein. And he's notorious for a couple reasons. Number one, he's French, so you got to watch out for him both in the game and IRL because he's playing the French civilization. That's the number one reason. Number two reason, toxic. I wouldn't say toxic. Toxic's not the right word. Salty. Because toxic's like, hey man, you suck. Whereas salty is like, hey man, my civ sucks. So he's a bit more like, I would say salty rather than toxic. Actually, you know what? He can be pretty toxic as well. I'm just remembering the chat logs. He's like, you're just a terrible PR13 and I am PR37. Hack it. That's kind of Arnie. Okay. All right. Sorry. On the other side of the map, we have got Mother Nature's friend, Mitoe, who is playing as... It kind of looks like... I thought that was the Canadian flag for a little bit. There's like a little... It kind of looks like a part of the Canadian flag. And the reason why you'd think Canadian when you think about Mitoe is because Mitoe is Canadian. Going to be playing the Mexicans for us today, or rather just Mexico. No, you know what? It is Mexicans. Yeah, going to be looking to open up and potentially take up a couple of these nice little treasures in the early game. 75 wood up here. Now, we're pretty deep in this tournament. And when I say pretty deep, I'm talking like this is the round of... I want to say round of 8 in this tournament, and these guys are meeting each other. Now, these guys have met each other many a time before, both IRL and in-game, and routinely, it is a very close combat session. I remember the first time Mitoe went up against Kaiserklein IRL. It wasn't pretty, but in-game, it's the same thing. So these guys, obviously, both incredibly talented players, two of the best players in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if you had a $1 million tournament for Age of Empires 3 where Cyril came and Viper came and all of those guys came. You would still have Mitoe versus Kaiserklein as the final. Guarantee you. That's how good these guys are. Actually, you know what? Hazza might be in there as well. Hazza would probably be in that tournament as well. So, yeah, okay, well, let's just put it this way. Mitoe, Kaiserklein, both equally strong players. Hacienda going to be coming out early for him. We'll do a quick check of the deck. You guys know I love to see the deck. F2 going to be coming up right here. So just your standard 1v1 deck coming out for him. Nothing too special in here. Got the second factory in the third age, aka advanced factory coming in. And then also a couple of nice cards. We've got leather soldiers. We've got observers. We've got all the stuff you'd expect, 700 wood, 700 gold, all those sorts of fancy things. Now already got that second shipment in. Keep in mind, he's going to be using the Hacienda wagon to try and boost along his shipments. So this guy, when it builds, it costs, or it gives you 120 experience points. So he's using that to get up to his second shipment nice and fast. But it does look like he's going to be holding it at the moment. Going to be going up with Mikowakan. But we'll check in with Kaiserklein. We'll see how he is doing on the other side of the map. You can see him picking up a treasure now, going to be going for that 75 coin. And keep in mind, we are in Manchuria, one of the most beautiful maps since they updated it. So I remember early, this map, I never really used to be a fan of it because of the biome. But now they've updated the biome, and it's absolutely beautiful. I don't actually think this is my favorite biome. I think it must spawn in a couple of different ones. Because this isn't the perfect one that I remember. But we'll take a look at how Kaiserklein's doing. It looks like he's going to be going up with the quartermaster. We'll check from his line of sight and spot out what we've got coming across the map. It looks like just going to be scouting out a scout heading out there. Also got the explorer, has taken the trading post, so could be looking to play a little bit more defensive. You can see he's gathered up 111 wood here. This is quite curious, so not quite 125. So I'm not sure if that is intentional or not. We'll have to wait. We'll have to see how he does it. Going to be picking up those wood crates now. We'll see how he reacts. The scout going to be coming down. Spots the Hacienda. He knows it's not a forward Hacienda. So probably not a lot of pressure. We do see Stagecoach now coming up for him as well. So it looks like Mitoe, or rather, it looks like Kaiserklein going to be looking to come up and grab this. Do we see Mitoe coming for a potential intercept? Doesn't look like it. Kaiserklein, or rather, Mitoe hasn't even looked on the other side of his map. He's only focusing on his own game at this point in time. And now we see the Cathedral coming down at the back here for Mitoe as well. So dropping it down with his second Explorer. Barrack's going to be coming down here as well. And obviously got the double TP for him. So he's going to be very happy with that. Both players playing a little bit passively. Now, he's got a number of techs in here. Visit of the 7 houses. Ships a free insurgent for each house you currently have. And then, so he'll be able to get that in anytime he likes. But we'll take a look at how Kaiserklein is doing up towards the north. Obviously, doing pretty well, as you would assume. Yet to finish off researching that trade cart, but is going to be coming through now. And now it looks like the market going to be finishing up those steel traps. So both players looking to play a little bit more economically. Kaiserklein obviously looking to go for that fast fortress. Now, one thing to note is that it looks like Kaiserklein's actually going to be sitting 20 out of 20 right now. He's going to have to get a house in quick, smart. Oh no, Kaiserklein making a little bit of a mistake. He does have enough for the house. Calls off his villagers at the perfect time. Idle, idle, idle. Kaiserklein idle. It's good game. Kaiserklein idle town center for 4 seconds. You never would have seen it in a million years, but here it is. Here it is. But we'll take a look now at how it's going on the other side of the map. What's going on in the chat right now? I see Garja doing some talk. To be fair, Mexico's a good civ at the moment, and he also says, you don't understand him, you back him up because you're also a little whiny. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I hope you guys are having some good fun in the chat. It definitely seems like it. But now, Stone the Wolf, going to be heading up towards the base of Kaiserklein, going to be scouting him out. These guys are going to be able to see exactly what's happening as well, because they've got their trading posts in their pockets. Now, keep in mind, I believe this is a best of 3 game, so there's probably going to be a second, there may be even a third game between these two players. So we'll have to see how it goes, but it looks like we've got the 9 Insurgents going to be coming out early. It looks like he's also going to be picking up the Visit of the 7 Houses. He's got plenty of houses out, actually, now that I see. Looks to finish his 7th house, and he gets Visit of the 7 Houses. He's going to quite literally get Visit of the 7 Houses. Hacienda gets the 7 Insurgents, so already big masses coming out, 7 minutes, a little bit of a push. Barracks going to be coming down here as well. Kaiserklein going to be doing his best to try and defend up to the 3rd age. First shipment going to be coming through, probably 8 skirms. We'll take a look and see what it is, what he elects to do. He's actually going to be going for the Dragoons, so 5 Dragoons going to be his option here. We'll take a look at his deck as well while we spot this raid coming in. And look at this coming in from Mitoe. Very smart moves already, going to be taking out those houses. So definitely not going to be having the House of the 7... what was it? The House of the 7 Sinners or something like that? I can't remember exactly what it was. But look, this is just kind of hilarious because he's just gone... It's almost like Strelitz. It really feels like that. Strelitz with actually decent siege attack. He could have very easily taken out these other houses. I'm not quite sure why he hasn't done that. I guess he's probably calculated the skirmisher timing and knew he would have time to come in for the 1 house. Gets it, walks away. Now Kaiserklein going to be shipping in those Dragoons as well. We spot them coming in. And definitely starting to stabilize at this point. Didn't obviously lose any villagers. It is Kaiserklein that we are talking about. But now that push going to be coming out to shove here as we'll check in with Mitoe, see how he's doing. That's Mother Nature. We will spot out Mitoe. He's going to be aging up, going to the 3rd age. No revolution here. Going up with Tabasco, one of my favorite sources. Honestly, you know, I'll be real with you guys. I've been getting into steak a little bit recently. And when I say steak, so just to give you guys a bit of an idea. So when Age of Empires 3, the definitive edition came out in beta, I was actually playing it before I even had a YouTube channel under my old name, and I met a guy called Chopper, and he lives in Melbourne. I live in Melbourne, and I'm still friends with him, and throughout like my channel being created, he was there with me throughout. You guys will remember him from the early days with the Age of Empires 3 videos. I went over to his place earlier in the week, and we were sitting down playing Age of Empires, and we were eating steak, and I'm talking like, it was some good steak. It was crazy the kind of steak he had. It was like the good Wagyu, you know, that Japanese stuff. And one of the tips he told me, don't put sauce on your steak. You're not going to experience all those, that full range of the flavor, because he's really big into it. So there you go. A little bit of an interesting note there from Tabasco. But I mean, it depends how you like it. Maybe you like it with steak, maybe you don't. But it depends what you're having. But there you go. That's my little tip to you today. Age 3 coming in. Tabascan Separatists going to be coming in. Upgrades your Salvators to veteran status. Ships an additional Salvatore. Sorry, Saltador. These are your Saltadors. Sorry, not your Salvatores. It ships an additional Salteador for each shipment you've sent so far this game. That seems pretty good. You're getting 6 veteran Salteadors. I mean, I think you can get like... Is it 6? Yeah, it's 6. Oh, no, those are Soldatos. The Salteadors are the skirms, right? So he's basically getting the skirmisher upgrade as well as getting 6 skirms. I mean, that's not terrible. They do now come in veteran Salteadors. He's going to be looking to pick off. He's actually got a pretty decent mass here beginning to build, but keep in mind these insurgents, not particularly strong. They're like spears or pikes, but the Strelet version of them, that's the best way to think of it. So you can see them running around there with their little pitchforks, their hammers and whatnot, but outposts going to be slowly, or trading posts rather, going to be slowly going down. Some trades going to be happening in here. I'm curious to see the stat difference between these two. It's looking pretty close, realistically. 20 damage for these bad boys, 18 damage for these guys. So a little bit more damage on these saltier doors, a little less health, but that outpost, or trading post rather, going to be going down if he's not careful. He's trying to get over there. You can see him angling towards that position. Larger skirm mass now for Kaiserklein. More saltier doors coming in as well. 8 saltier doors. And we'll spot now from Kaiserklein's perspective and see what he's got coming in, because as you would expect, it is the 2 Falconets. And this is what is so difficult to deal with. Kaiserklein's score beginning to drop, actually. Down by about 1,000 points, and also looking to take the trading post of his opponent. Very, very rude. I'll just go with rude. Got to be careful here, because these insurgents could run around. They got that extra movement speed here. Falconet's going to be unfolding. Mitoe not being careful enough with his units. Manages to lose, I think, about 1 or 2 of those Saltadors, but now going to be falling back into the fog of war. It's hard to see exactly where that fog of war is, but more and more Dragoons now coming in from those reinforcements. He's up to 15 reinforcements so far. And now Mitoe trying his best to hold on. It looks like Kaiserklein going to be able to secure up this trading post. You can see the map control coming out from him is very strong. We also have the timing now coming in from his Cav combat upgrade. So you can expect that there may be a Cuirassier transition. There is, in fact, a Cuirassier transition coming in now. It's great to see that, like, my game knowledge really hasn't fainted. But I guess by the same token, I mean, I used to play Age of Empires back in 2007, 2008, you know, that period. And then I came back in 2019, and it was all still there. So, you know, a couple months, I should be fine, right? But we'll check in now with Mitoe. We'll see how he's holding on. We'll actually take off the fog of war, so you got a bit more of an idea about what's going on. And those insurgents really starting to look to apply pressure. You can see the way he wants to try and get up there, try and connect. Double Falconets now coming out for Mitoe as well. Looks like it's going to be coming down to which player gets a trade. A little bit of a bad micro situation right there. Mitoe can definitely... Oh, he's so damn close to getting these Falconets in, but it looks like a snipe going to be coming in. The Dragoons doing a great job. So definitely wasn't paying attention to the fact that those Dragoons represented a significant threat. Going to be falling back, and we see Mitoe trying his best to clean up these forces, but Kaiserklein, just a kiting god, really just continued kiting this entire fight out. The Falconet probably going to be looking to go down here. 127 health left on that bad boy. It's only got a little bit left, but it does go down. A huge force of Dragoons still remains, and you can see these guys got the Cav combat in. And speaking of cavalry combat, we got the Cuirassiers now coming in as well, and there is absolutely no spears, no pikes, no Dragoons here. You're going to be looking to clean this up. One up. Mitoe in a bit of a tough position. Now got some cavalry going to be coming out. Chinakos looking to get in on the back line, but all Mitoe's army going to be completely cleaned up. His villagers here on the front line as well. It's not looking pretty for him, and I mean, really, when it comes to, like, army size, 57 right now for Mitoe versus the 87 for Kaiserklein. So we've got a 30 difference right now in population. And it looks like good game gets called. Mitoe taps out. Kaiserklein victorious. Game 1 going over to the king himself, Kaiserklein. We'll take a quick look at the villager population and see how far along these players got. So both players very well contested up until the end. Obviously, Mitoe a little bit more ahead because as the French, your villagers, they take a bit longer. But military unit population, you can see that fight, a very decisive fight right there for Kaiserklein. And the real nail in the coffin had to be those Cuirassiers coming in. Once those Cuirassiers came in, the mass was completely cleaned up from Mitoe. He knew that there was no way he was getting back into this game. If he's able to get away from the fight with, 27 units, he's fine. But yeah, once it goes down to this, that's it. Lord Soup.
Thank you very much, pal.
Coming in with the tier 1.
This is content.
Thank you very much, Lord Soup. This is content indeed. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Do stay tuned for more Age of Empires 3 content. That's the first game between Kaiserklein and Mitoe. Who will win the second one? Find out soon.